I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to start off with a couple things that I purchased off of Chanel.com. This was actually influenced by Lisa D1 here on YouTube, but she just hit 100,000 subscribers, so congratulations, Lisa. But she kept talking about how much she loved this powder. It's the Natural Finish Loose Powder from Chanel. There were 2 or 3 shades available. I got the lightest one in 20 Clair. I was kind of going back and forth because I didn't want it to be too light. I've been enjoying a little bit more color on my face, so I didn't want to get like washed out, but I thought the middle shade was going to be a little bit too dark. So anyway, I went with 20 Clair Translucent 1, and this is what the box looks like right there. There is 30 grams or 1 ounce of product in here, which is a massive amount of product that you're getting. And I want to say that this was like 55 bucks, which in terms, again, of the amount of product that you're getting is actually a really good price, in my opinion, because there's so much product. It comes in jar packaging, and there is a puff that comes in there as well. I think it would have been nice to have a sifter that you could close in there so not so much powder gets out, but it is an open jar there. And this is the powder that I have on my face to set another product, which I'm going to show you here in a minute as well. And I think it's a really pretty powder. It does have like a powder fragrance to it, like a powdery type of fragrance, which I don't mind. It doesn't linger or anything like that, but you definitely can smell it when you're putting it on. So there's the shade, and it's just a very silky, nice setting powder. And I've been wearing it quite a bit since I've gotten it, and I'm really pleased. It's a very, very nice product. So that's the Chanel Natural Finish Loose Powder right there. Also from Chanel, I got the Stilo U Waterproof Long Lasting Eyeliner in 924 Fervent Blue. I like to use pencil liners on the waterline, and these liners from Chanel, they last pretty decent for me, and they're not irritating. They're one of the better liners out there for my waterline. They don't last quite as long as the Givenchy. However, I'm not sure. I feel like there had been a reformulation since I purchased one of these, and I've got this eyeliner on my waterline today, and it's worn out a little bit on the outer corner, but so far it's been holding really decent. So I'm kind of excited about it, but these don't have any irritation or anything like that. I do have to make a couple passes to get this opaque, like put one coat on, kind of let it set, and then go over it again so it kind of gets a little, again, more opaque. But the color of this is really pretty. There are some really fine shimmers in it, but this is Fervent Blue, number 924. And again, this is what I have on my waterline today. And then Neiman Marcus was doing $50 off a $200 purchase, so I took advantage of that, and I bought another Lisa D1 inspired product. And she'd been talking about this for so long, and I don't know why it's taking me this long to purchase it, but it's the Lancome Lip Liner in 11 Bronzelle. Like, I don't know how much I've heard her talk about this lip liner, so I finally went ahead and purchased it. And this is the liner that I have on my lips today, and it's just a really nice lip liner. It goes on really easy, and it wears really nice throughout the day. So this is the shade Bronzelle, and I think there's another one that she uses quite a bit as well. I think it's called Ideal. I'm probably going to bite the bullet and get Ideal at some point too, because these are a really nice lip pencil, and you get quite a bit of product. You can see just how long the pencil is. There's a lip brush on the other end, and then this is a sharpen style pencil. So that is the Lancome Lip Liner in 11 Bronzelle, and again, that's what I have on my lips today, and it's just a really nice liner. Also from Neiman Marcus, I purchased the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydro Rescue Moisturizing Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 45, and I got the shade 2C3 Fresco. It comes in a pump style packaging. I was super excited to see this product. I don't venture off my like base products very often, like for all over the face foundation type products, because I have a really sensitive acne prone skin, but something about this one was just kind of speaking to me, and I've been using it. I've worn it by itself, and it's really pretty. It's got like a thin formula, but it still covers pretty well, and I feel like it's a light medium buildable type of a coverage, and I love the SPF factor in there. There is mineral N chemical sunscreen in here. There's actually a sunscreen I'd never heard of before. It's called N-Sulazole, and then there's octinoxate, octisalate, and zinc oxide. in here. I typically go for a more mineral based sunscreen, but I haven't had any irritation or anything like that on my skin with those chemical sunscreens. I'm actually really excited about this product. Today I did mix in a half a pump of the Dr. Jart BB cream in the darker shade just because I want a little bit more color in my skin. This kind of matches my skin almost perfectly, so I want to get a deeper shade so that I can kind of mix it when I want more color and then kind of going into spring, summer and stuff like that. But I'm really excited about this product. There's 1.2 fluid ounces of product in the tube, which is a little bit more than your standard foundation, and I think like a pump and a half was good enough to cover my whole face, and it's just really nice and feels really nice on the skin. And I have dry skin, so I love the fact that it's a moisturizing makeup with that high SPF factor, which products like this are kind of hard to come by, I feel like. But let me show you the shade. So this is 2C3 Fresco, and again, this is what I have on my face mixed with a little bit of Dr. Jart and then set with that Chanel powder. But let me put a dash on here. It's pretty liquidy. I don't know if you can see it kind of traveling down a little bit there, but I just think it's super, super pretty. It's a nice finish, and I like it. So I'm actually going to pick up another shade of this as well for kind of mixing and going into the warmer months. So that's the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue Moisturizing Makeup with Broad Spectrum SPF 45. I'm living for it. From that same Neiman Marcus order, I got the YSL Rouge Volupté Rock and Shine, which is a new kind of little line that YSL has come out with, and I got the shade number 1, Nude Solo. And this is what the box looks like. And then the packaging, the top lid on this is sparkly and it's silver, and then inside, mine is kind of hard to see, but there's like a core that's a sparkly silver, like balmy type product there. And again, this is Nude Solo. This is the formulation from YSL that has more of a slick movie type. It almost feels kind of like there's an oil factor to it when you put it on your lips. I did have this on with the Bronzell lip liner, but I felt like it was a little bit too pinky for my eye look today, so I went and I put on Buxom's Coral Confession lipstick, so I have that on instead of this one right here. But this does have a real lightweight moisturizing feel, and if you don't like your lip product to kind of move around on your lips, you probably won't like these, but I think that they're really easy to wear and throw on, and they do have a really nice moisturizing factor to them. So let me swatch this guy. And then of course, YSL's packaging is stunning as well. It's very weighted, very beautiful packaging. So this is Nude Solo. You can see just how shiny it is. It's a very light lip product as well. So let me show you this packaging again with the lid. So these ones are called the Rock and Shine, and again, that is Nude Solo right there. And then lastly, from that Neiman Marcus order, which actually I think I made my order to be just barely over $200, so I got $50 off of it, so it was kind of like 25% off. So I ended up paying $60 some for this, and it's the Tom Ford Eye Color Quad. This is one of 5 of the new quads that he's come out with. So this is 29 Noir Fumé, and out of the few videos that I've seen, I've watched Mel Thompson's video, and I love to watch Michelle Wong's videos as well. I saw both of those guys' video on these quads, and this is kind of the one that appealed to me the most. Based kind of off their videos, it also seemed to be the best quality one, and it kind of just looked like one I would use more than the others. And the formulation is nice. It worked nice. I had no problems working with it, but it's just very, very basic. Like, I hate to say it but I'm going to say it anyway. It's very basic and it's very boring. And I just feel like you can create the exact same look that you get out of this quad for a much, much cheaper price. Just these shadows are just nothing revolutionary to me, I guess. They're pretty, they blend out nice, they have nice pigmentation. I didn't have any problems with that, but it's just boring. It's really boring for that much money. So I guess I would have been a little more frustrated had I had to pay $88 for them, but I did get it for 60 something, which is still quite a bit of money. But here are the swatches. There are 2 mattes, which are these 2, a dark brown and then a pale kind of beige color, and then these 2 in the center are your kind of shimmers. But the other quads, I mean, with the eyeshadows that come out nowadays, man, the other quads didn't even appeal to me. Like, I didn't even have an excitement or an interest to even want to pick them up, but I did want to try one or two of the new ones, and I ended up just getting this one, and I'm kind of glad that I did just get one. It's nice, it works really nice, but I mean, I could dupe this 100 times over for a lot less money, you know. So anyway, that is the Tom Ford Eye Color Quad in 29 Noir Fume right there. And then I went to Sephora the other day and I purchased yet another bottle of the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultrafine Mist right here. I actually used up my entire bottle that I keep in this room, so I wanted to replace it. And I've actually used up 2 bottles of this, and then I got one in my bag, and I have one, where's the other one? On my desk. So the one on my desk is almost gone as well, but I've essentially gone through 2 full sizes of this, and I'm almost out of another one. I love this. I love to spritz it on my face throughout the day when it's really dry, right after I do my makeup, to kind of mesh everything together. I just really like this mist. If you kind of overdo it, you can get a little shine on your skin, but I like the moisture it gives my skin, and then so I'll just take like a little bit of a translucent powder and kind of tap down that shine, because it does moisturize my dry skin. And this mist has got one of the best misters on it that I've found. It's very, very super fine, and I can kind of target the areas. So oftentimes when I use it, I like to target my under eye area because I get really dry right there. And I like that you can do that without like mist going everywhere. So I got another one of those. I love this stuff, and it does smell really nice, like watermelon. Also from Sephora, I purchased one of their new trio face palettes. Now, I originally ordered the pink one online, and they sent me the wrong color. It was much too dark, the 3 shades that were in there. I can't remember the name of that one, but I had done that before with an eyeshadow palette, and they sent me the wrong one, and I went back and forth with them, no joke, 3 times, like through the post, trying to get the right shadow palette, and I got the wrong one every time. So I just kind of threw in the towel and kept the one that I had, because it was just not working out. So when I got the wrong palette of this, I went into the store to try to exchange it, and they didn't have the pink one, but they did have this one called Dare. So I exchanged the dark one that I got for the Dare one right here, which these colors will work on me. The blushes for sure, and the highlight should work in summer. And these powder products in here are super, super nice, and these palettes are pretty affordable as well. There are 3 shades, a highlighter and 2 blushes that are 0.112 ounces per shade, which is a decent amount of product that you're getting as well. You've got like a satin, a shimmer, and then this highlight shade. So this is the one in Dare right there. I'll give you some swatches. They're just really, really nice. I'm hoping that my more local Sephora will get the pink one, because I don't want to try to order it online again, because I think they're probably going to send me the wrong one again. But this highlighter, I think, again, will work for me in the summertime. But it is a really pretty shade. Nice shine. And the blushes are nicely pigmented and blend out really nice. So I'm really happy with this little trio here. So that's the Sephora Trio Face Palette in Dare right there. And then I placed an order on EsteeLauder.com, because they released a collection with, I want to say, Estee Lauder's granddaughter. I can't remember the specifics, but it's called Act 4. I purchased 3 products from the line, and the outside packaging on this stuff is very, very pretty. I was able to get 15% off. I think it was like a loyalty member type thing or whatever. So that was good, because these products are quite expensive. But this first one is the Party Puff Translucent Filtered Powder. There's a total of 0.31 ounces of product, or 9 grams in here. And then this is the box. The imagery on here is just really, really pretty. And inside the box comes a little pouch that has a button closure, which is really cute, where you can house the little puff. The puff actually came inside the container before I pulled the sticker off, but I typically don't use these little puffs anyway, so I put it in this cute little pouch that came with it. And then here is the product. The packaging is really pretty. It's got like a marbled outside to it. And then I didn't know kind of what to expect with this product. I was like, that really looks like a blush color for me, but it's called the Starlucent filtered powder. So what I did today was I didn't use quite as much product as I would use if I was using my meteorites, but I used it like my meteorites as an all over finishing powder, and I feel like it added a little bit of a peachiness to my skin. It has color to it, but it's like a see-through type of color. There's not a ton of pigmentation to it. I do think that it looks really pretty on the skin, but it's just kind of a different type of product that I'm going to have to play around with. So I just tap some in the lid, take my big fluffy brush like this, I put it in there, and then I just buffed it all over my skin. And then there's the little holes. So let me try to swatch this. You might see a little bit of color, but not a lot. And I don't think that it's pigmented enough to try to use it as a blush, because it just really shears out, but it's got like a pretty little glow to it. See, very, very light. I think it'll be a fun one in the middle of the summer to really buff all over the skin. But I don't know if you can see it. So you can see there's a little bit of a sheen to it. If you're super pale like me and you really use a lot of it, you're definitely going to see some added peachiness to your skin. But that is the Act 4. This is how it comes, like this. Right there. So that is the Act 4 Party Puff Translucent Filtered Powder. I also got the Spotlight Highlighter. There's 0.28 ounces of product in here. The box packaging on this one is so pretty, and I don't quite understand why they didn't put this really pretty imagery that's on the box on the actual packaging. It's just marbled, because the eyeshadow palette has got this pretty imagery on the cover. So I really wish they would have done that with the highlighter as well, because I mean, I'd like to keep the box, but I'm gonna throw the box. I really wish that pretty imagery was on there. But this is a baked jelly highlighter, which you guys know I love. It's got two tones, a golden tone and a pink tone. It's too dark on my skin tone for the top of my cheekbones, just kind of how I like highlighter. It does have a pretty sheen, but it's not super blinding like I thought it was gonna be. So that is what it looks like right there. It is a little bit more kind of chunky in texture as well, but I was really hoping it would be light enough for me for a highlighter on the top of my cheeks, but I've been using it kind of more as a blush topper. But it's a peachy gold. That's kind of what it ends up looking like right there. It's not as intense as some of the Baked Gelée highlighters that I have, but it's still really pretty. I think that on a deeper skin tone than mine, it would be a really pretty highlighter on the skin. I think part of the problem for me is it really blends into my skin tone. But that is the Act 4 Spotlight Highlighter right there. Let me try to give you guys another solid swatch right here without blending it out. See, it really blends into my skin tone. But anyway, that's that guy. And then the last product that I got from that collection is the Best Picture Multi-Look Palette. There's a total of 0.29 ounces of product in this guy. This is the outside box packaging of this, and this is the actual packaging. See, the imagery is like underneath this frosted kind of plastic. I wish they would have done the same thing with the highlighter, because I really think that imagery it's much prettier than just the marbling. The marbling's pretty too though, but anyway. Inside of this guy you have got a matte blush, an ivory shimmer, a lavender satin, and a smoky matte eyeshadow. I did wear this yesterday, and what I did was use this matte shade on the bottom through the crease, and I blended it out with the blush shade, and then had this shimmer underneath the brow. I had this shimmer and this lavender on the lid, and it was a little much to work with just because the contrast between the blush and that deeper shade is so much. There's not like a kind of a mid-tone shade other than the blush, but the look did turn out pretty after the fact. It was a really springy, kind of light look. I enjoyed the look, but it was a little bit something to get to that point, if that makes sense. I don't think that they're terrible or anything, but they're just nothing to write home about. But this packaging, this packaging is really pretty. Not gonna lie, the packaging is what really drew me into this collection. I think using the products all together, which I have done as well, yields a pretty look, but it's a really soft type of a look. It's definitely springy feels is what I get from it. So This is the blush shade. I did use it as an eyeshadow. And then here are the shadows. Right there. So those are the swatches. They don't look that impressive swatched on my hand, that's for sure. And again, the look came out pretty. It came out springy and stuff and like that, but I did have to work to get it to look like that. So anyway, that is the Act 4 Best Picture Multi-Look palette right there. And again, I purchased all of these off of the Estee Lauder website. I have seen them on Neiman's and Nordstrom's as well. Or was it just Nordstrom's? I've seen them at other retailers though. And then next up, I did purchase the new Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Instant Eye Palette. There's a total of 0.24 ounces of product inside of here. So it's one of her larger palettes that has, there went the plastic sheet, that has got 12 eyeshadows in it. This is the plastic sheet that came out of there. It kind of has a little guide of how you can kind of use the shadows, which I never follow those. I did do the math, and each shade comes out to be 0.02 ounces per shade, which is a pretty small in terms of the amount of product that you're getting in here. So there are 4 shimmer shades, which are these 2 right here and these 2 right here. For mattes, you've got this one on the end, these 6 in the middle, and then this guy right here. And again, this is the shadow palette that I have on my eyes today. I think the look turned out very pretty. However, it's nothing revolutionary in terms of the colors that you're getting. These shadows are really easy to work with. They were pigmented and they blended really well for me. But again, nothing super revolutionary. I'm just a huge Charlotte Tilbury fan, and I have all her palettes, and I can't stop, won't stop. So I'm going to give you guys some swatches of this guy and then compare it next to her other instant eye palette so you can kind of see the color differences between them. So let's start with these first 3 right here. I will say too, matte brow bone highlight, I had to bring in Wet n Wild's Brulee underneath the brow because I was wanting a matte brow bone today. And this one, all the shades are too dark for underneath the brow for my skin tone. But there are the first 3, quite pretty. And these next 3, these shadows are like silky, silky soft. It's just smooth, very, very smooth. The quality is very nice. There are the next 3. And then these guys. If you love her Pillow Talk products, I think that you will love this eyeshadow palette. There are the next 3, and then these last 3, which are the real cranberry shades. I think I saw on Instagram that Charlotte Tilbury used this palette on a ton of celebrities for the Golden Globes, and I mean, they looked stunning. Look at those. I mean, those are some pretty nice, you know, swatches right there. So let me grab the other palettes and show them all together so you guys can see them. So you've got these in order of release. The top one is her first one. The second one is her second one. The third one's her third one. And the very bottom is Pillow Talk. So you can see there are some shades that are a little similar, but there's some definite differentiations as well. I also purchased the 2 new Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow quads that came out, but I haven't used them yet, so I wanted to at least kind of use them before I brought them up in a video. Oh, they look really pretty. I'm really excited to use that green one. Then I have a few new drugstore products. These first 2 are from L'Oreal, and they're new Brilliant Eyes Liquid Shadows, and they had, I want to say, like 6 shades that were up, but it looked like there were spots for more colors. I ended up picking up 2 shades. I got Amethyst Quartz $4.25 and String of Pearls $4.10. They look to be the most kind of interesting shades. They're definitely the more cooler ones out of the bunch that was available. So this first one is the String of Pearls, and these don't have a ton of like micro glitters in them, like kind of like the Stila Glitter and Glows do. They're more like a really shiny liquid shadow. I have used them as toppers to add some sparkle, like when I used that Tom Ford quad. It was just like so boring when I used it that I needed something to spice it up, so I went over my lid with a little bit of this String of Pearl shades that day just to add a little bit of sparkle. But so far so good. They're nice liquid shadows, but they're not quite as sparkly as I thought that they were going to be. But this first one is String of Pearls right there, and then I'll blend them out here in a minute. And then the second one has got a little bit more of a duochrominess to it. It's the Amethyst Quartz shade, and this one is Amethyst Quartz. But let me blend them out with my finger here. Just blend them out a little bit, because when I tapped them on my lid, that's kind of how they went over, because I just took a little bit and kind of tapped it over the top. So those are some pretty products from L'Oreal. I'm excited to see like these type of things in the drugstore. And this is what the packaging on those look like. And I got these at Walmart. Also at the Walmart, I'm really stoked about this. I got one of the new L'Oreal Infallible Pro Last eyeliners. And I got 945 True Teal. This is what the packaging looks like. And I've been looking for a drugstore version for the waterline, kind of like my Givenchy Coal Couture. I can't find a green like that from the drugstore, but even just a pencil in general that stays on the waterline really well. This stays on the waterline really, really well. Like, I get up super early, have watery eyes, and it's still on my waterline by like 5 o'clock. It's very impressive. I will say, however, there is just the slightest irritation on my eyes. I do have really sensitive eyes. So after a long day of wear, there is just a little bit of irritation with my eyes with this guy. Other than that, I've been really impressed with this pencil. I only got the one shade because I wasn't sure, you know, how it would wear. And then I texted my mom because I knew she was headed to town that day, and a picture of the packaging, and said really good eyeliners, because she's always on the hunt as well. So she picked up, I think, 3 of them, and she really likes them too. She uses pencils on the upper lash line as well as on the bottom. I just use these on the waterline, but I'm very impressed. I'm excited to find one that lasts that well on the waterline from the drugstore. So this one is True Teal right there. And let me show you the packaging again, because I know there are a lot of pencil liners with very similar packaging. So this was the packaging on it. I just haven't been wearing it like consistently every day, just because, again, after a really long day of wear, which that's how I always wear. I wore it like 3 days in a row, 7 o'clock in the morning till like 9:30 at night. Like, that's a pretty long day, and it was still there after all that time. But I do have a little bit of, you know, sensitivity from it. So, and then I was seeing this new mascara from Maybelline kind of like in all the stores, so I thought I would go ahead and give it a try. It's the Falsies Lash Lift Mascara, and I got 200 Blackest Black. This is the packaging on this one. You can see the brush is more like their natural style brush, and then here is the tube. This is the mascara that I have on today as well. I've actually been wearing this pretty much all week, and I have spritzed my face with the Glow Recipe several times, and I haven't gotten any transfer black marks on the inner corner, which is super duper. So I'm excited about that. This doesn't thicken and lengthen my lashes as much as the CoverGirl Supersizer does, but it's still a really nice mascara. I don't get flaking with it. And again, I haven't gotten any smudging with it. So that is what the brush looks like. It's a pretty decent size brush, but it's not overly too big. And it gives nice length, nice separation, and nice volume, but none of those being like extra, if that makes sense. But I've been using it and I've been liking it. I really like that I can spray my face with the Glow Recipe and not get any under eye smudging from it. So that is Maybelline the Falsies Lash Lift Mascara. I don't really get a lift. My eyelashes like go like that. That's just how they are. This next product I was super excited to see in the drugstore. It's the Almay Healthy Hue Blush. I actually was tagged on Instagram by a few people, and they said it was baked gelée. And I was like, oh my gosh, baked gelée has hit in the drugstores, living my best life right now. They only had 2 shades in Walmart available. I got the shade that I knew I'd wear. The other one was kind of a deeper nude, and I just don't wear shades like that very much. There are, I want to say, 3 or 4 shades available, so I am going to look for the other colors the next time that I go to town. But this is beautiful. This is the blush that I have on my cheeks today. It's Baked Gelée. It looks pretty like Baked Gelée on the skin. I really like it. The packaging is just a kind of cardboard with a magnetic closure. There is a total of 0.17 ounces or 5 grams, which is a decent amount of product. And that is what she looks like. It's just it reminds me of California. And I wore the living out of California. I love that blush. This is super pretty though. I'm so excited that there's Baked Gelée products in the drugstore because I love me some drugstore makeup. But that's the Almay Healthy Hue blush. And I got the shade. Did I tell you what shade I got? This is 200 So Peachy right there. It's really pretty. Should I run my finger over this liner for you guys? Crazy. And then I also seen this powder from Almay that looked like it would be a good one to try. It's the Almay Loose Finishing Powder. A total of 1 ounce of product again inside of here. That's a lot of powder that you're getting. I got 100 Light Pale, and I did set like that Estee Lauder Dr. Jart mix the other day with this powder, and the finish is really pretty on the skin. It looks nice. It set my makeup nice, but I did feel like it deepened up my face products a little bit more. I'm definitely going to toy around with it a little bit more. Maybe I can use just the Estee Lauder without mixing in the deeper Dr. Jart and then set it with this, and it'll give me some nice color that way. But this is a pretty nice powder. It says on the back, hypoallergenic, dermatologist tested, fragrance free, and oil free. And then this one doesn't have a sifter closer either, but when I opened it up I could definitely see that there was more of a tint to the product than I had expected it to be. But I don't know if it helps when I swatch translucent powders for you guys, but it's supposed to be like a no shine is what it says on there. No shine, all you powder. So far so good, but I definitely need to play with it some more. But some fun finds from the drugstore. I just really enjoy me some drugstore makeup. Some high-end makeup, all makeup for that matter. And then lastly here, my friend Alex, or Monsieur Alex here on YouTube, sent me over the Lunar New Year and House of Sillage fragrance, which I've never had a House of Sillage fragrance before. I've seen them, you know, on lines on different retailers and stuff, and the bottles on some of them are just like outstanding, like just stunning bottles. This is actually taken the #1 spot for the prettiest perfume bottle in my collection, just as the lipstick cases have as well. But this is their Lunar New Year fragrance, and it's called Cheveux d'Or right there. I can't quite explain how pretty this thing is. It's really weighty. The lid, let me take the lid off. And then etched in the lid it says House of Sillage Cheveux d'Or right on the bottom right there. But look at this. I can't quite explain how beautiful these products are. Like, I'm just kind of stunned, to be honest with you. Cheveux d'Or in French actually means golden horse or golden champion, which golden horse, I'm going to call it golden horse perfume, which I think is fitting for myself. But this has got a really unique smell to it. I have never like been able to smell House of Sillage fragrances at a counter or anything. Next time I'm in a big city, I'm going to make it a point to do so. But there's something about this perfume that feels like a Knit Goutal, or I think they just call it Goutal now. I've got a couple of her fragrances as well, and something about this one reminds me of those ones. They're very unique fragrances. This one has got like a rose smell, but there's also a bit of a citrus fruit to it. I can't quite explain it, but it's really pretty on the skin. When I first got it, I spritzed it on my wrist, and then I threw my outside clothes on. It was 20 below outside, and I had to go pitch hay and feed horses and stuff like that. And when I was pitching hay and stuff, because I just sprayed it like that, and I ran out the door because I'd just gotten it, and I was getting whiffs of this perfume when I was pitching hay, and I was living for it, not gonna lie. So I also put it on today. I put a spritz on each arm and then a spritz kind of down my décolleté, and I've been getting, again, just nice whiffs of it throughout the day, and I really like that. It's not overpowering or a fragrance you have to worry about, like, you know, overpowering you. It's a really nice fragrance, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for me, because I feel the need to get more House of Sillage fragrances now, and they're a pretty pricey item, but I'm super stoked to have this. I'm very appreciative of it. I don't get to kind of experience luxury fragrances like that where I'm at very often, just because there aren't any counters and stuff, and I don't like to very often order fragrances in the blind. But this is stunning. So thank you so much to the House of Sillage and Alex for sending this to me. It takes the #1 spot for most beautiful perfume in my collection. This packaging is wild, man. And that's all for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.